Hey Lego fans, it's John here from JB Bricks, and today I've got a Lego Marvel Superheroes set to review, set 76020, Nowhere Escape Mission, and it has 433 pieces. This is from the 2014 movie Guardians of the Galaxy, and if you've been following us, this does complete my Lego Guardians of the Galaxy collection. So I do now have all of the Lego Guardians of the Galaxy sets. So this set includes 2 instruction manuals, 1 comic book, some random extra pieces. You don't exactly call this, but these ones you put in your collection or put them somewhere. So 1 extra shot, 4 minifigs if you include Groot as in figure, 11 stickers, 2 prints, which are right here, and that is also a print, so you could say 3 prints. So let's dive right in. So here are the 3 standard minifigures you get in this set. From left to right you get Rocket Raccoon, in the middle is Nebula, and on the right is the Sakaran, which is what it says on the box art, but in the movie there are hundreds of these guys. Very, very good looking minifigs. Rocket Raccoon and Nebula are both exclusive minifigures to this set. Back. Rocket Raccoon has some of his printing covered up. And as you can see, Nebula, the back printing on Nebula's head is pretty cool. She's got 1 silver arm. Sakaran has one of their blasters. And Rocket Raccoon's got his ginormous gun, which they did downscale in that poly bag you could get last year around Black Friday, and I did review that recently. So let me remove Sakaran's head mask and Rocket Raccoon's head and gun, and you do get 1 orb here. Remove all of his accessories so you can now see the printing on the back, and you can see the Sakaran does have the second face, which is really weird, but you can now see the full back printing on Rocket Raccoon. Nebula has some swords, and like I said, Rocket Raccoon's got his ginormous blaster, which is based off this really cool centerpiece. And that is really all for these minifigures. So here is Groot. You can't exactly call this a minifigure. If I put a standard minifigure right there, you can just see how ginormous he is. He's probably about 3, maybe about 4 minifigures tall, probably about 3.5 minifigs tall, and he's made with, when this was first released, he was made with the new mini ball and socket joints, but now they're not exactly new because they're included in a lot of stuff. Now, I think Groot here is just a smidgen too big, like barely. They just downscale it a little, I think, but I don't know how you do that inside Lego pieces. So this giant piece right here with the head and the body, and it kind of extends down the back here, is all 1 special piece for Groot, and it's pretty cool. Let's start at the legs here. You can see you've got 2 printed pieces which are exactly the same, 100% identical. Feet are pretty thick, and they are on ball joints, so you get quite a bit of articulation out of them. Quite a bit. And then, moving up, you've kind of got the thigh section here, which are pretty short, and they're on ball joints as well. And then moving up to the torso area, you can see all that nice printing and detail on that piece. Is really nice. Unfortunately, it's not, you can really only use it for Groot. It's 100% Groot. And then you can just see here, if you take this piece off, and then this piece right here is mainly what makes up Groot, and that's what he looks like without it. And then you just put, doesn't look like Groot until you put that giant piece on there. That really makes it Groot there. And then the arms are on ball joints, the shoulder, elbow, and hand. Now the hand is interesting because the thumb is in a fixed position. You can turn it, but then the fingers are all individually articulated. I wish they did it a little nicer. It would have been a little nicer to maybe use something else, but it's still very nice. Let me zoom out a smidge. And now you can see you can actually pose him quite well. You can actually get him more or less into, I think you can get him, you can kind of get him into a running pose there, or walking pose. It's very good. And I'm going to mention one thing. On the top inside of his head, there is a hole right there. I don't know what that's for, but you can stick anything lightsaber size, or the standard peg size in there. So if you want, you can make a custom brown piece to go in there, and then you can have Rocket Raccoon standing on there and holding that. Then make more sense, a little more accurate to what you see him doing in the movie. So very good Groot. So here you've got one of these little fly bubble almost type cars. They fly, I think they're called mining cars is what they are here. Very cool design. This has a lot of stickers on it, let me tell you. And I think quite a few of them are actually key to it, but if you're one person who doesn't like stickers, you can leave them off. It is easy enough to leave them off. It is 100% fine. Now you can see these hands are supposed to, you can see that if you've seen the movie, you know those hands are like magnetically held, and I wish they put these hands on ball joints. I wish they made a new ball joint like on Groot, kind of like that middle one there. I wish they used that and put it in transparent clear and did a little modifying and made it so that they were able to be on ball joints. That would have made this set, or this little thing right here, so awesome. You can see right here, you get a lot of this rare blue color. We definitely do not see very much of that blue color in Lego, and you get quite a bit of it here in this little model. So you can see, you just open this up, there's one printed or sticker right there, and in the movie, Star-Lord, Gamora, and Rocket get into these things. So technically, you buy 3 of these or just build your own versions of them. Set Rocket in there like so. On the box art, it shows him holding the orb there, but you can fly him around. These hands are movable and closable, so you can basically close up on almost a lot of things. So here, let me take 1 second. Orbs rolling around everywhere. You can hold the orb there, and then if you spin this hand like so, you take Rocket Raccoon's gun here, and see this piece right here, you just pop it into the hand like so, and then you just close these other 2 hands around it, and then now all of a sudden this thing's got a gun and you can go pew pew pew. Now you may have heard the little jingling. That's because on this back flat part there's a little hatch with a bunch of these little power cells. I don't know their full name. There should be 4 of them in there. Grab another one here. So they just spill out super easy. I'm gonna have to find those. They're just going everywhere. But those you're supposed to use as bombs. I'm gonna grab those really fast. There are 4 of them to put in there. So you gotta hold it somewhat angled front more, and then you just load them up like so. Close it, and you can be flying along. Just be flying along and go. Just drop them and like drop some bombs. So let's move along down the line. So here's the main build of the set. This is where most of those pieces go. And let me tell you, this entire assembly right now is not in the movie at all. It is not in the movie. They just built it so that they could have 3 sets, and there were a lot of other things they could have built that would have been a lot better. But it's still a cool set piece, and it's just really cool. So we're going to start at this little assembly right down here, and this is kind of modular. I don't know if Lego designed it that way, but you got this little catapult here that you can launch up at the guy up on top. So you can put your car in. Like, this gun is removable. I'm just going to remove it here for a second. You can stand him right there and shoot at him like that, or, which that was the first try I've ever actually shot that thing. Or you can just pull this pin, and he's supposed to drop down in the fire pit, or the pit. Just close that back up, and you can do it to Nebula or any number of characters. And so this catapult, I believe it's the first time it's been molded in silver, which is very cool. Probably use it now that it's been molded in silver, more of a newer color, but it's still, so it's pretty cool. And then everybody's probably knowing what this is right now. Blow it up. So it basically does a big ba-boom. It basically blows the entire thing up, and I just swapped everything around, so now you're basically getting the other side of it with the ladder. And you saw over here the antenna. You can, if you want, replace it with your extra spring-loaded shooter. So let me just show you an example of the modularism and modular design of it almost by Lego. Although this piece you can only put here or here. Now I haven't tried, no, it doesn't work. This piece goes on there. You can only place this piece on either side. So like that and this, you got a walkway and this. Now this has to be attached to the walkway, or you can just get yourself a 2-length pin, this length, Technic axle, and put it in there, and you can put it there. It's not going to be very useful, but you can still, you can pop this in this side, and you can really make some modular things with this. Make it your own. And then coming up top, you already saw this cannon assembly. I'm going to move this out of the way a second, but you already saw this cannon assembly right here, which is very cool. It's got a little clip here, so your Sakaran can put his gun up there almost as a secondary weapon, and then he just holds onto the handlebars, which are not handlebars in this case, which are the controls for the gun, and just angle. This angles individually, so you can just shoot it off, and these things This has some incredible power behind it. Either I just got a power loaded one, or it's because I've only shot it twice. Literally, that's the second time I've done it. But everything you can do with this, there's quite a bit of play value right here with being able to do, if you put the cannon up there and you put a bunch of minifigs up there, let me do that again. You can put a bunch of minifigs up here if you want. Put that there. You could put Nebula up there, and you just kind of randomly, loosely place them. Grab Rocket Raccoon. So you could also put Rocket up there, and just watch what happens. Zoom out all the way so you can see the destruction I'm about to cause. You can see here that that assembly right there, if you hit it too hard like I've been, it's just gonna ba-boom. So here we go. I'm just gonna smack it. I'm not gonna give it my full strength because I'll probably break something if I do. So you can just see that went everywhere. And that is just pretty cool that it just showers everywhere. So that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna show there's that pit that I was talking about. Pretty nice. And then here's the other pit with the shots in it. Now we're going to go to a slow-mo of this blowing up. So that was the review of the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Nowhere Escape Mission set, and it is a very good set. Out of all three of the Guardians of the Galaxy sets, this is the least movie accurate because this entire assembly here is not in the movie at all. Now, there are a lot of this vehicle right here. There are a lot of... what LEGO should have done is, instead of giving us Rocket Raccoon, they should have given us Drax and swapped out Drax and Rocket, because Drax is in this scene better. I think it'd fit a little better, but they wanted to pair Rocket and Groot together. Makes sense. Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot are all exclusive minifigs. You get one Sakaran, which is included in every single Guardians of the Galaxy set. You get the one comic that's also included. So JB Bricks rates this set at a good 7. It's not the best, it's not the greatest, it's not poor, it's not terrible. It's right about the middle. And that's on a scale of 1 to 10. And it's pretty good. Your price per part is good. This is a total of $40 American, and I say it's pretty good. The way you can move all of these individual pieces around is pretty nice. You can swap around and make it your own. Is very nice. Now, if you'd like to see a full kind of in-depth kind of analysis of all of the LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy set, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see a full showing of the sets, which I do not. This is the only set I've got put together. The other one I'm not going to put together. I'll probably just show pictures or the box art. So that's it for this review. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. There's always more videos on the way. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, and please leave a comment sharing your opinion about the set, because we always appreciate other viewers' opinions. Thanks for watching.